Namaskar. Welcome to the example number 10 for the event Progeny Prospects. In this example study, we are going to take up two birth charts, one male and female, that is couple. The birth chart of the couple we have to study in this, wherein the progeny prospects or the destiny on the progeny prospects for the female, it is not that much unfavorable. It is supportive with some weakness, but that's not a big thing. But whereas in case of male, there are some strong obstacles indicate in the progeny destiny for the male. There are some favorable significations, but the strong obstacles are indicated in the male chart. So once they got married, that female's birth running period, that is the Dasa period during that marriage, was favorable, capable to give the pregnancy. But whereas during the period of the marriage for the male, the husband, it is got strong obstacles. So the necessity for some treatment is required for the male for the pregnancy. So what happens? They were undergoing some treatment, especially the male, and the conception was not possible by way of natural way. That's what doctors suggested, and finally they went for the IVF treatment. When the IVF treatment was carried out, both the male and female's birth chart, Dasa Bugdi, should be supportive for that. If the female chart is supportive during that period, if the male chart is not supportive, then during that period, conception also cannot be possible. So while we are giving any guidance for IVF for the couple, we have to check both the male and female chart and find their Dasabhukti periods, which are all commonly supportive. That period we have to suggest for such treatment. This is a typical example. We can study that one. Female chart is supportive, but whereas the male chart, that period was not supportive. So only during that favorable Dasabhukti period, when both the peoples are supportive, the conception was taken place. Especially that natives, that female, that wife's birth chart, in that Dasa period is good. Bugdi at the time of that IVF conception, it was not so good, it is only supportive. But whereas for the male, that in that period, that Bugdi Lad in which the conception was taken place, that was a good period. So that male chart was very strongly supportive, and whereas the female chart, the Dasa is very good, and Bugdi is having some supportive signification, but within that Bugdi, in which strong Antra, that conception took place. So now this we are going to study both the charts together. First, we'll check the female and let us check the male. Then we can see how the periods were not matching to each other at the time of the immediately after the marriage. Why that female could not get the conception? Because of the trouble at the male side. That in the male side, the destiny also having weakness, definitely it has to undergo some medical treatment. Even it is gone also, the conception can take place only during that favorable Bugdi, especially for the male, because that female chart destiny already good. So even in the supportive Bugdi is strong enough for the conception. I think you are able to understand. So now let us check the female chart, then we'll check the male chart. Example number 10, timing of childbirth, pregnancy through IVF. Let us check now first the female chart, then we'll move to the male chart. This is the birth chart of that female, the wife. And first let us study the wife chart, then we'll study the husband chart. Let us have a general study first. Lagna is falling in Cancer, fifth cusp is falling in the Scorpio. Fifth Lord Mars posted in the 12th house close to the Lagna. So fifth Lord posted in the Cancer sign. Basically, it is indicating some weakness because that is not a good place for Mars. Fifth Lord posted in the 12th house, but close to Lagna, and that Mars is aspected by Jupiter, who is posted in its sign. Jupiter is sixth Lord, ninth Lord, posted in the Scorpio sign. As per degree, it is posted in the fourth house, but still in the sign of fourth house is not good. It indicates some weakness. But being the ninth Lord and in the sign of Mars and aspecting to the Mars by way of ninth aspect, that is good. And Mars represents Ketu, Ketu occupying the sign of Mars, so that Jupiter is indirectly passing its support to the Ketu also. Now, only based on the Jupiter's favorable or unfavorable strength, we can exactly find what sort of support that Jupiter is going to give. Anyway, any other planet is aspecting to the fifth lord? Mercury and Venus. Mercury and Venus. Mercury is third lord and 12th lord. From the seventh house, it is aspecting. Venus is fourth lord and 11th lord. So 11th lord and third lord, Mercury and Venus, are aspecting to the Mars. They are adding some strength. So that way, it is weakly posted, but with some supports are present. So that way, it is not weak overall. So now what we have to do, we have to study the destiny. Before that, let us go to the EPS and give the colors. Let us make it fast. We have to study two charts. Okay, so Ketu, ninth occupant. Okay, Ketu is good. 5, 10, 12, I mean 11. It is okay, but ninth occupant is good. So let us give green color we can give, but because of yes, ninth green we can give. And Venus, fourth lord, 11th lord occupying sixth house, 2, 6, 10, seventh cuspal sublord. So being the 11th lord and seventh sublord representing Rahu is good. But 4, 6, 2, 6, 10 is having some weakness, but not detrimental. So Venus has to be given pink. Sun, second lord, seventh occupant, close to 8 and third cuspal sublord. So that Sun can be given 2, 7, and 3. So 8 is present, but still this is fine. 2, 7, 3 is good. So we can give light green. And we can give blue also. Okay, just I'm giving because of the third cuspal sublord is present. I'm giving light green. Moon 193719. So that is good. So you can give light green. So then Mars, fifth lord, 10th lord occupying 12th house, close to Lagna, and 11th cuspal star lord representing 9. So 5, 1, 11 is good, but 10 and 12 is there. Because of that, Mars can be given blue. And Rahu, third occupant, 5 and 11. This is good. But representing Venus, it is a mixed one. So because of that, Rahu, we are giving light green. Otherwise, we can give dark green. Jupiter. Jupiter is sixth lord, ninth lord occupying fourth house, 4, 8, 12 star lord, and 2 and 8 cuspal sublord. If you take only the unfavorable, sixth lord occupying fourth house, 4, 8, 12 star lord, and 8th sublord, it is indicating weakness. But if you take that favorable, ninth lord and second cuspal sublord, this is Bhagyastan, that is Jupiter, no, that is also good house. So we can say Jupiter can be a mixed one. And Saturn, seventh lord occupying seventh house, 6 and 12 cuspal sublord, and unfavorable side 8 and 8, 6 and 12. So actually, it is having some weakness strongly present. So we can give a light red also, because seventh lord occupying seventh house is fine. But 8 and 8, 6 and 12 weakness is present. So we can give light red, because so far we are not given any light red. So we can differentiate with this. And Mercury, third lord occupying seventh house, 1, 5, 9 star lord. This is good. 37159. But 12th Lord and 4 and 10 cuspal sublord. Weakness also present. So what we can do, Mercury we can give pink shade because of the 410 cuspal sublord. So now I have given the colors. Now we have to go and check the destiny. Let us go to the home page and check the destiny. We are now checking the female chart. That female is running Venus Mahadasa from 2008, right? So now let us check the destinies. Self-significators we have to check. So the favorable key planets are Ketu, Rahu, Sun, Moon. So these are the strong favorable key planets. Others are having some mixed significations. Importantly, Saturn is having more and Jupiter is mixed one. And now we have to check the fifth lord. Fifth lord, Mars, and fifth sublord is Rahu. Let us check Mars and Rahu. Mars is fifth lord in the star of Mercury. Mercury is mixed one. Fifth lord is 3, 7, 1, 5, 9, 4, and 10. It is got some weakness at the star level, but 2A level is supporting to this Mercury, unfavorable or reduced, unfavorable or supported. Sublord of planetary Sun is also favorable, and star lord of the sublord also favorable. Despite some weakness at the star lord, but fifth lord is supportive. Then fifth sublord is Rahu. Can see Rahu 3, 5, 11 and representing Venus is having some weakness but not detrimental. Rahu in own star and 2A level, and Ketu is the sublord. Ketu occupying 9th house, which is all further supporting, and star lord of the sublord Venus again coming. So this is 4, 6, 2, 6, 10. It is indicating some weakness but not detrimental, but favorable grouping. Rahu have got all the favorable grouping at all levels. So Rahu in own star. So let us check Rahu sub-sublord also. Rahu in the sub-sub of Mars. Let us check what Mars is signifying. Just a minute. What Mars is signifying? Mars is also a favorable key planet only because fifth lord, 10, 12, and 11. So that's all good only. So basically, Rahu, the destiny is having favorable signification. Let us check whether the Rahu is getting any other unfavorable influence by way of conjunction and aspect. Rahu in the sign of Venus, right? That Rahu is not aspected by any planet. Yes, Rahu is aspected by Mars. Mars is not bad. Mars is good planet only. That Rahu is getting influence from Jupiter. Jupiter is here. Jupiter is aspecting to Moon. Jupiter is indirectly conjoined with the Ketu Mars. That Ketu representing Mars. Moreover, Jupiter also aspecting to Mars, ninth aspect. That Mars is aspecting to Rahu. Indirectly only that Rahu is getting the influence of the Jupiter. So otherwise it is fine. So the destiny is promising, is very clearly seen here. Indirectly, some weakness is being passed, but not very strong. Because Mercury also passing, Mercury and Venus are passing their aspect to the Mars. Mercury having some weakness, and Venus is also okay, not a problem. So that way, unfavorable, some planets are influencing Mars, representing Ketu, and Mars is aspecting to Rahu. So that way, indirectly, Rahu is getting the influence. In other words, we can say that Mars is aspecting to Venus, that Venus also getting the influence of the Jupiter indirectly, and Venus representing Rahu also getting the influence by the aspect of the Mars. So Jupiter is indirectly passing its invitation to the Rahu by way of through the Mars. Okay, so now we have to check in which dasa, that which period they got married. They got married Let me check that. They got the date of marriage is 22/11/2015. 22/11/2015. So 22/11/2015. 22/11/2015. Rahu. So Venus Dasa, Rahu Bugdi, Rahu Antra. So 2015, 11th month, they got married. During that period, that female was running Dasa of Venus, Rahu. So if you see that Rahu is the destiny planet itself, so that period itself was running as the Bugdi Lord. Look at the Venus Dasa. Date of marriage is Venus, Rahu for the female. Venus is good, star lord is good, 2 level is good, sub level has got some weakness, but second level planet is good, and sun is good. So Dasa lord is favorable, and the good key planet for the progeny is Venus, and Rahu and sun are playing. That Rahu itself is playing role, and all the rulers are ruled by Rahu, and also that sublord Ketu also favorable. So that are other favorable key planet. So Dasa and Bugdi and Antra also Rahu, it is favorable for the pregnancy. So Rahu is going to run for about, say, it started in 2015. So just a minute, let us check exactly the period. Rahu. So 11/2015. So after that, 2 months are there, 12 and 1. Then after that, Rahu is going to run up to 2018, 8th month. So till this month period, since Dasa Lord is favorable, within 18 also that is supportive for the pregnancy. So during Rahu is going to be there for another 1 month. After that, Jupiter is running. Jupiter is having some weakness because it is having that 4-8 cuspal sublord in the star level 6, 4, 8, 12, this one. And Saturn source is having weakness, and star lord planet is having 6, 9, 2, and Mercury having again 4, 10. It is also having weakness. This is also having weakness. This is also having weakness. And next comes the Mercury. So that way, if you see that, running the within that Bugdi, some favorable Antra can support, not this one, this can support, or we can look for that Ketu or Venus also. Okay, the Ketu is not good, and Venus can be supportive, but the problem is what? Sun is also very good. The problem is what? At the time of this marriage, if you check that male chart has got weakness. So now let us check the male chart, then you'll understand. Now what we have to keep it in mind, that female got married, Venus Dasa, Rahu Bugdi, Rahu Antra. Venus also favorable. Rahu itself is the destiny planet, itself is running its own Antra. It is also supportive for the pregnancy. It is also favorable. During that Bugdi, with a good Antra, that conception can take place. That Rahu itself can favor for the conception within only 1 or 2 months only there within Rahu Antra. But that is possible provided that male chart is supportive for that we have to see now. Because it is already having some weakness indirectly. Now we have to check the role of the strength of the male chart. Let me open that male chart now. This is the birth chart of that husband. We are going to do the basic study first. Lagna is falling in the Leo sign, and fifth cusp falling in the Sagittarius. Fifth Lord Jupiter posted in the 8th house conjoined with Rahu. So fifth Lord in own sign, but in the 8th house, in the watery sign, conjoined with Rahu, afflicted with Rahu. Posted in the 8th house is not good. And any other planet is afflicting that Jupiter, fifth Lord, Karaga planet also. Jupiter is aspecting to Ketu. but no other planet aspecting. Saturn is not aspecting, but Rahu, Jupiter is aspecting to Saturn. Being the node planet, that is Rahu occupying the sign of Jupiter, Jupiter aspecting to Saturn, so that Saturn influence will be also there on the Jupiter. Saturn is sixth lord, seventh lord, occupying fourth house. That is also what we said. So these significations, fourth house, sixth house, eighth house, signified by Jupiter and also influenced by Rahu, it is indicating some weakness. Now, then fourth or fifth house is occupied by Venus. Venus is 10th lord and third lord. Third lord is fine. Occupying fifth house is good. It is supportive, but it is 10th lord also. It is also having some weakness, but that is not detrimental. Only extended signification only we can see exact strength, but occupant of the fifth house is comparatively better because third lord occupying the fifth house. So now when compared to the female chart, that Jupiter's position, that fifth lord position is having some weakness, and now we have to check the self-signification and the destiny also of this male. Now let us go to the now you can see there are a lot of 8 and 12, 8 and 12. You can see this, right? And Ketu, second occupant 159 and 7 cuspal sublord is good. So Ketu can be given dark green. And Venus 3, 10, 5, 1, 3, 11 cuspal sublord. This is good because of the 10 I'm giving light green. And Sun 1 and 7, 2, 16 cuspal star lord and 9 sublord. So this can be given blue. And Moon 12th lord occupying 6th house and 5th cuspal sublord. It is self-affliction. 5th sublord itself is got 12 and 6. So this is mixed significations. And Mars 4th lord, 9th lord occupying 9th house, 3, 7, 11 cuspal star lord. Though it is 4th lord, 9, 9, 3, 7, 11 are good. So we can make this planet is blue or we can make it as blue better because fourth lord, no? So we can make it blue or we can give light green also, but I have given blue because of fourth lord. And that Rahu 8, 8 and 12. So that is light red. And Jupiter, 5th lord, 8th lord occupying 8th house, 8 and 12 star lord and 2 and 6 cuspal sublord, Rahu representing weakness. This is also weakly present, that all the houses are bad, but being the 5th lord and the second cuspal sublord, it has got some strength. It is not completely weak. And being the Jupiter, we have to consider 5th lord and second cuspal sublord. So Jupiter can be given light pink, indicating that weakness on the higher side with obstacles and representing Saturn. 8 and 12, 8 and 12 are not good. And Saturn is 6th lord, 7th lord, 4 and 4 and 4 10. So definitely Saturn is going to be light red only. And Mercury planet, 2nd lord, 11th lord occupying 7th house is good. So that Mercury can be given green. So we have given the colors to the planets. Now let us go to the home page and check the destiny. Let us go to the home page and check the destiny. Self-significator, let me open. And fifth cuspal lord is Jupiter, and fifth cuspal sublord is Moon. Fifth lord also weak, fifth sublord also weak. You can see self-affliction is indicated by the fifth ruler itself. So fifth lord, Jupiter. Just a little later, we have to little bit. Yes. Fifth lord Jupiter, it is not good. Star level also not good. It is mixed one. Star level having weakness, sub level also having weakness. And you can see the star lord of the star lord is adding strength. Seventh Lord planet is getting the favorable. It is completely favorable. So that way, Saturn, one level planet is weak. That planet level is further supported by the 2A level planet. It's star lord. Suppose this planet is also having other planet in its supports. So let us open that EPS page and we can see Saturn is having Mars and Mercury and Ketu, our green planets, blue planets. Saturn is having in the Saturn in the star of Mercury. Mercury is posted in the support also, and Mars also, Rasi Lord Mars and aspected by Mars, good key planet. So being the fourth lord only I given blue, otherwise all favorable grouping to the progeny. So that Mercury there, Rahu, Ketu there, Saturn is getting the influence from the favorable, and of course unfavorable also present, but favorable strongly present, especially the star lord planet Mercury itself is forming ruler link. So even Jupiter also, you can see that Jupiter has got Ketu in its supports and also Venus, a green planet. So and Mercury also there. So each planet are having got that favorable key planet, and Jupiter is getting the ruler link from the Mercury also. So that way it is indicating weakness, but somehow or the other, since the 2A level planet and last level planet are having Mercury and forming ruler link to the other levels. That is good. So, but weakness is there, but weakness can be overcome by way of supports. Right. So now you can see fifth lord having all the unfavorable 6, 8, 12, 4, 10, and this is all supportive for some treatment, right? And fifth sublord, let us check. Fifth sublord planet is Moon. Moon planet is in the star of Sun, it is blue. And 2A level planet is weak. Sub-level is Venus. Star lord of the sublord is Sun. So this is good, but Moon star lord also supportive, and this is supportive for that, but 2A level planet Rahu is weaker. So this also having some weakness, and star lord is not that much weaker, but sublord is 2A level is weaker. And let us check whether that Moon is getting any support from other favorable key planet. Moon is not getting any planet in its supports favorable. Fifth sublord in the star of a planet Sun is supportive, and Sun is conjoined with Mercury, our green planet. And 2A level planet, as we already discussed, Jupiter is having that Ketu and Venus and Mercury. And Venus is there at the sub-level, and last level Sun is conjoined with Mercury. So star level planet getting the Mercury and Venus there at the sub-level. So that way, fifth cuspal sublord is getting some support from the star lord and sublord through the supports also. So it is supportive for the progeny, but it is indicating some weakness and hurdles. That hurdles are already influencing the fifth lord and also that star lord Saturn. So that way it is indicating some weakness in the progeny prospects as per the male chart is concerned. This native, actually, the date of marriage was 22/11/2005. I said, na 22/11/2015. The couple got married. So during that period, the male was running Rahu Dasa. Now he's running Jupiter Dasa. Rahu Dasa, Ketu Bugdi, Rahu Antra, that marriage was conducted. So you can see in that 22/11/2015, let us check, 22/11/2015. Ketu, Rahu, Ketu, 22/11, Rahu. So Rahu was, that period during which that native got married. Rahu star level and sub level are supportive for the marriage, and those sources having some weakness, but definitely there will be some ruler link, and within that Rahu, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good. And Ketu, of course, Ketu is comparatively better planet because Ketu has got the planet and star level, sub level are good key planet. So star level having some weakness, but that is fine. With the ruler link, it will be there, and supported by the 2A level, and sublord also very good key planet. So that Ketu Rahu has given the marriage. But if you look at the period that Rahu Ketu was the marriage period. Na? So look at Rahu. Rahu Dasa has got any strength or weakness. Rahu itself is the unfavorable key planet, which was, making the destiny weaker. Right here also, here also. So that Rahu itself is playing, and 12 level also Rahu. In that case, Rahu is not strong enough. Rahu has got strong weakness. It means Rahu is it needs strong buddhi to conduct the, for the conception. So because Rahu has got strong weakness at the 2 level, but star level and sub level and star lord of the sub lord are all favorable. In that case, no, Rahu is okay, but Rahu needs some strong buddhi for the conception. If you see this, which are the planets are having this favorable or unfavorable, favorable, let us check. Ketu at the time of marriage, Ketu Bugdi and Rahu Antra. Ketu Bugdi small period and Rahu Antra is not going to be favorable. Then Jupiter Antra is not going to be favorable. And Saturn also, so sublord is not good, not favorable. And Mercury also not favorable. So even Ketu has got some weakness at the star level, but Ketu, Rahu Dasa, Ketu Bugdi, Rahu Antra will not favor for the conception, and Jupiter no, Saturn no, Mercury will not be also, because Rahu playing role at all levels. So Ketu will be over. Then after that Ketu, Venus. Venus in the star, and you can see Rahu playing at all levels, not be favorable. Sun star level not favorable. And Moon. Moon is fine, but weak at the source, and effect and 12 level is our Rahu, because that is the destiny planet. So destiny planet, when it is weaker in its period, definitely it will not be favorable. So in Rahu Dasa, Moon also not favorable. So it only one book is pending, that is Mars. Mars is good, Ketu, Mercury is good, and 12 level is our primary key planet, and the sublord planet is Saturn. Saturn is indicating some weakness here, but fortunately that Saturn is not the key planet which is influencing the Dasa, that destiny planet. But even if you see Saturn is getting strength from the Mercury, which is a strong favorable key planet. Rahu's favorable key planet is Mercury, is playing role here and here. Star Lord and Star Lord of the sublord, Mercury and Ketu. And why the sublord only is weak? So let us check whether that Saturn is getting support from the other key planet. Saturn in the star of Mercury, that is one thing. You can see Saturn having got Mars in its supports, aspected by Mars, and Rasi Lord for Mars. So that Mars is the source planet, is a free planet also. That Bugdi Lord Mars itself is passing its rudal link to the Saturn, and that also having got Mercury and Sun. That Sun, Mercury is the star lord of the Saturn, that is also forming rudal link. So that way, even that is the one, Ketu also present. So the rulers of the Mars and Ketu are forming rudal link to the Saturn, adding strength. So when compared to all other planets, the first and foremost positive point in Mars is the absence of the role of the Rahu. Then because of that, it is becoming better. Then within that also favorable key planets are playing, only one level having some weakness, that is being further supported by the ruler's link. So that as per the male chart, Rahu Mars only is supportive for the conception, right? So if you check that Rahu Mars is starting from December 2021, November 2021 onwards only. So November to December only that Mars Bugdi starts. So that you can see the conception also taken place during November, December 2021 only, when that male chart is supportive. So when Rahu, let us now, once we complete this male chart, I will go to the female chart, and during that period, which period was running. Now, Dasa Lord is weak. So Bugdi Lord should be strong. So that is the reason waiting for the good Bugdi Lord, Mars has come comparatively. Within that Mars Bugdi, all other planets are having somehow or the other some big significator with the influence of the Rahu. So that only planet is Mars itself. So Rahu Dasa, Mars Bugdi, Mars Antra itself, that conception taken place. So once you start the conception from November or December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So August, August, it is ending that 9 months. So you can see the date of delivery, that child was born on 22 August 2022. 22 August, I mean, Mars Bugdi, 22 August. 18 August means Ketu, then after that Venus. So 18th August is 22, is Ketu Antra, then Venus Antra. So the delivery happened during Mars Bugdi, Venus Antra. You can see how Venus is favorable. Antra Lord, as I said in the previous examples also, at the time of the delivery, which Antra is coming, if it is having supportive key planets or important key planets of the Dasa Lord, Bugdi Lord, even if it is having some weakness, that will support for the delivery if the Bugdi Lord is strong. Yes, Bugdi Lord is strong enough and compared to all other planets. Then the Bugdi Lord, Venus is a good key planet. Star Lord also good key planet. You can see 3, 5, 1, 3, 11. Star Lord 1, 7, and 9. 12-level planet or sublord only having weakness, and star lord of the sublord is good. Now let us check whether that Rahu sublord is getting any support from the favorable key planet. You can see Venus, star lord, Sun conjoined with Mercury, and Rahu. Rahu represents Jupiter, right? It's a free planet. Rahu represents Jupiter. That Jupiter is getting the Ketu, Venus, and Mercury. Venus and Mercury, that Rahu in the star of Mercury, that Mercury is influence, giving support to the Jupiter. That Jupiter is represented by Rahu, indirectly Rahu getting the strength, and Rahu getting the strength by its star lord also. So that way, though this Venus is not strong enough for the conception, under the Bugdi of Mars, that Venus is getting strength, right? So you can see that Mars also, you can see where is Rahu. Rahu is posted conjoined with the Jupiter, right? So that way that Jupiter support is also present, and Jupiter is also not so good planet. But that Jupiter is getting the support from the Venus, because Venus is indirectly conjoined with Rahu also. So Rahu is indirectly conjoined with the Venus, occupant of the fifth house, and Venus is the planet. You can see Venus is the source planet. Venus is the source planet. Venus is forming indirect conjunction to the Rahu, passing its support to the Rahu. That way, Venus is passing strength to the support to the Rahu. So that way, Venus is supportive for the delivery. So that native got the delivery during, let me note down the period. Date of childbirth is 22/8/2022. So after 7 years of marriage only, in that period, Rahu, Mars, and Venus, right? So these are the Dasa Bugdi Antra in which the native got the delivery. As per, importantly, that male chart playing strong role, because male is only having strong weakness, obstacles. Many planets are having weakness. Destiny also having weakness. So, whereas that we remember that female chart destiny is good, Dasa also good. So either that Bugdi Lord should be a supportive one, that is enough, because already destiny and Dasa are good. Bugdi Lord, if it is supportive, during when the male chart is favorable, due that when Mars was running, if the Bugdi Lord of that female, if it is a supportive planet, it is enough for the conception. You understand? During that Bugdi Lord, when it is a supportive, it may not be having strong favorable also. If it is a supportive with the key planets also, but in the strong favorable Antra, the conception will take place. Now let us check that female chart now. Now we are coming back to the female chart. So that male chart supported for the conception during November, December 2021. That is the only period that native was having that strong bukti. So in this, for this female, the female actually at the time of marriage, Venus Dasa Rahu Bukti was running, but it was very good, but did not favor because it has got some weakness, but that is not a big thing. But since that husband's chart was not supportive with, strong obstacles, so that it is not supportive for the, conception, right? So at the time of November 2021, let us check which antra was running, which bukti was running. Rahu over, Jupiter over, and Saturn bukti was running during October, November, December. So Saturn, Mercury was running. So let us check that whether Saturn, how far it is supportive. We can check that Dasa Lord, destiny, it is good that destiny is good. And Dasa Lord also favorable. Dasa Lord is having all the favorable key planets. So all are good only, right? Now that look at it, Saturn. Saturn, it is not having either blue or green key planets what we have selected for, right? So let me open that self-significator. Okay. Now you can see Saturn planet is light red because of the 7-7. It is mixed one, but 7 and 7. And star lord planet Jupiter's ninth lord and second cuspal sublord with weakness, all are having mixed signification, not very strong. But when compared to the Jupiter, that Saturn has got some favorable because the star lord planet, it has got 4 and 10. It is that star lord Mercury is only 12 level, it is ruling. But sixth lord, ninth lord having got. So, but still, it is not strong enough, right? So you look at that Saturn sub-sublord, because star lord and sublord same planet, Venus. So Venus is the sub-sublord of this Saturn. So let us check how far the Venus is supportive. So if you check that sub-sublord Venus, let me note it down, sub-sublord Venus. If you look at the Venus planet, Venus is a good planet, mixed one, but representing Rahu, our primary cuspal sublord key planet. So is this enough? No. Let us check the that support planets. You can see Saturn, which are the favorable key planets of the Dasa Lord. Rahu, Sun are strongly playing, right? And Venus also indirectly. So then other than that, other favorable key planet, green planets. So let us check. Let us open Saturn. Saturn is having green. Our sun is present and the supports. And Mars is there. Our fifth lord and 11th star lord, it is present. Ketu present and sun. Sun and Ketu are there. And Rahu, Ketu are there in supports for the Saturn. Second planet, Jupiter, is ninth lord, having got unfavorable mixed Saturn, and that Jupiter is getting the support of the moon. So moon is present and Ketu also present and Mars also present. So Mars is another important key planet that is also ruling in the support of the Jupiter. That Rahu, Sun are strongly we need. Sun and Rahu are present in the source level planet. And for the star level planet, Sun is not directly playing, and Moon is playing, Mars is playing, and 2A level planet Mercury. That Mercury having Mars, again Mars is coming, and Rahu is playing role here. So that way, that star lord and sublord are having good key planet in its supports. That too very good. Moon are strongly playing role, and that sub-sublord is Venus. Venus is the Dasa Lord. The Dasa Lord itself is the sub-sublord and represent Rahu. That is also playing. That is adding more strength. Correct. So because of that, destiny is good and Dasa Lord also good. Because of that, Bukti Lord, despite having some weakness, with the help of the supports, that Bukti Lord is supportive for the pregnancy, because that male chart was very strongly favorable. Within that Saturn, Mercury Antra, the conception taken place. Mercury in the star of moon, good key planet. Sub of sun, another good key planet. And you can see star lord of the sublord or favorable key planet, Rahu. So that way that Mercury having got Mars and Rahu, Ketu are there in supports. Moon is there. Moon is having Ketu and Mars. And the sublord sun is having Mars. So you can see good key planets are ruling star level and sub level, and planet is having some weakness, star lord also having some weakness, but the not detrimental and further supported by the favorable key planet in its supports. That way, primary key planet Rahu also playing role at the last level and forming ruler link to the all the levels. That is good. So that way, Venus Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, and Venus, Saturn is having the strong key planet of the Venus Dasa, Venus and Rahu at the last level, and forming ruler link to also to the source and the Mercury. And sublord planet, that Antra also, it is supportive along with that favorable key planet in its rulers and also supports. That way, Saturn, Bugdi, Mercury, Antra was supportive. For example, if the native's destiny is not good, also weakness, and the Dasa Lord also not strongly favorable, this Saturn and Mercury we cannot expect for the conception, right? So especially Saturn. But how it was favorable, destiny is good, and Dasa also good, having got all the key planets of the destiny. Bugdilad also having got the key planets of the destiny in the rulers, I mean, especially the last level and especially in the supports. So when the husband chart is strongly favorable, that native is supported for the conception, right? This period. So that delivery happened in the 22/8/2022. That was the date of the delivery of the child. 22/8/2022, right? So this period, that female, which period was running in Venus Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, and after that 9 months, Venus Antra itself was running. You can see 22/8/2022, 22/8/2022. You see, you can see from 6/2022 onwards, Venus Antra. So Venus Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, Venus Antra itself, that native got the child. You see that though the Bugdi Lord is having some weakness, that strong key planet in the Bugdi Lord is what? That is Venus. That Venus is Dasa Lord's key planet representing Rahu. That Bugdi Lord also having Venus, Rahu on the last level, and also in the ruler link also present, in supports for the rulers also present. Though that conception was, carried in the, not a very good book, the Antra is very good for the delivery. So one Bugdi is weak, Antra will be more favorable. Comparatively, this to be better. So that way it is also happening in this chart also. I think you are able to understand when we are studying the couple which is having problem, we are going to check both the charts. Whose chart has got weak, so that has to be given important. When that chart is getting supportive period, we have to look for that. Then during that period, if the that other chart is strongly favorable, destiny is favorable, Dasa also favorable, supportive Bugdi is enough for the conception. So during that period, if the transit also supportive, then that is definitely is going to have the conception. Importantly, here we have to give more focus on the male chart, because male chart has got a lot of weakness. But whereas that female chart is not like that. So female chart destiny is good, that's also good. So that way we have to combinedly study both of male and female. In such cases, then we have to give the period for the IVF treatment also. Accordingly, we have to give it. I think you are able to understand. So we will meet in the next example. Thank you. Good luck.